What is going on, WAKPAK? Welcome to the WAKCast, the wackest podcast on the internet. I am one of your three hosts, Super Symbiote.
I'm Naboo, that's who.
And I'm Fluff McGruff.
And it's kind of inevitable at this point because we kind of transition between Marvel stuff and video games. So guess what, baby? We're back on Marvel. We're back on Marvel.
Now, it's not just Marvel. It just so happens that Marvel's pumping out the movies. Like, it's mostly the superheroes we're into. Marvel just happens to have a monopoly over that game right now.
Look, we don't want to get too far into it, but I am going to lead into it by saying the fact that DC is retracting out of the game right now, I might take that Batman poster down, man. I don't know. It's
Damn.
I'll just wait for them to release the Batman 2 and then I'll slap that bad boy back up there.
Alex said, bye-bye, Batman.
Bye-bye. I'm all Marvel now. But of course, we are talking about the next installment in the MCU, which will be Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, which I've got to be honest, a little bit more excited for this now that I know what's going on than No Way Home. This seems like it's going to be absolutely nuts.
Yeah,
that's cool. I haven't really looked into it, so I'm excited to see what you got. I know it's going to be nuts. No Way Home was nuts, so.
Mm-hmm.
No, yeah, I really think that this is going to like fuck with people's minds like hard. Like, this might be one of them things like that Avatar did when it first came out. And people were like, I'm depressed with real life. Like, this is going to be like, I can't think anymore because it's just gonna fuck people's heads.
We're in the
you
multiverse.
Mean Avatar, the blue people?
Yeah,
Avatar?
the James Cameron one where people were like, "It's better than my life," and they got depressed about it.
The fucking blue people.
I never saw it.
That phase.
Yeah, I reasonably, me and Rhett, I think, stand on that side of the field where I've never seen Avatar.
I've never seen it. I've never seen a reason to see it.
Nah,
I could care less that it was like the first IMAX. It didn't look that good. I'm sure it wasn't that good. It's just,
people got life depression from that movie.
Oh Lord. All right.
Yeah, it was a huge thing.
Moving on.
Yeah, moving on from James Cameron. Again, there's a whole another episode we can go into. Of course,
Strange.
Yeah, of course, Doctor Strange will star Benedict Cumberbatch. We've got Elizabeth Olsen coming back in to play the Scarlet Witch again, which is always a treat. Benedict Wong, of course, is going to be back as Wong because he was born to play Wong. So, And
Doctor Strange can't do anything without Wong.
Oh yeah, they're the dynamic duo of the MCU right now, and I'm loving it. But of course, there is just way too many rumors and cast theories, and I couldn't track them all down. So that's a rough draw. You got the main players right there. Of course, this movie will release May 6th of 2022. This is the second Doctor Strange film in the lineup and the 28th film of the MCU. And
Nice.
already in a couple days, this movie outsold No Way Home in pre-sale tickets.
They're just picking up more and more speed, man. They really are.
Yeah, the last trailer they released.
They're about to hit that 30.
Oh my God.
Know, but 30. Didn't they just release like a big collector's box and it was like 25 or 20 or something? Like,
yeah, it was when I think Endgame.
Yeah, it was all of
the Infinity Saga, and it was some weird wild, like it was like
all
24
of the Marvel movies before Endgame.
Wild shit.
It's crazy that they're already almost at 30 from there too. They're gonna be like, damn, we need another box set.
No, yeah, they're gonna have to. Oh my God. This goes on another 10 years. Could you imagine they release the MCU collection?
Marvel box set.
You get like
it comes in a crate, a wooden crate.
Oh
like
my
the
God.
Christmas story.
Yeah, that's stopping on that point though. That is actually just unprecedented. 28 films in your franchise. They need to be stopped.
And they're going strong, man. They're going strong.
Oh yeah.
Over less than 20 years ish, 20-ish years.
Yeah.
And I feel like this movie right here about to change to people's religions, right?
This is what it was all
it's
about.
It's gonna say some stuff, and people are gonna be like, "Oh, that makes sense," and it's gonna change their lives.
The people who have wanted to do drugs and haven't, they're gonna watch and be like, "Oh, my brain is
okay."
open.
So that's a WAKCast PBA right there. I wouldn't recommend. Look, if you go see this movie on some acid or something, you need to be stopped. You need to be locked away from society, because you're going to be not right after this. The visuals alone in these trailers, because of course the director of this film is Sam Raimi, which created one of the most influential horror films of all time, The Evil Dead. You know, like, he's got that horror shit on lock. Then he's coming in with hot off the Tobey Maguire trilogy, which, say what you will. All right.
No, I agree with you. Just saying hot off of it is a little.
No.
Not hot off.
No. When we saw Toby, when we saw Toby again in No Way Home, you know you felt right. You went back. You went back to that moment. You were a kid. You was a kid, and you was like, man,
hot off of it.
Nah, hot off
like
the
20
Toby
years
Maguire.
ago, man. You cannot convince me otherwise right now.
Shut the hell up. I need pictures of Spider-Man. Hot off the success of Tobey Maguire's franchise, which, gotta admit, Sony did get a little wild with Spider-Man 3. They were like, well, you could always just slam pack it full of bullshit. And they fought that battle. But again, Sam Raimi is your director, and then Danny Elfman is composing this movie. Anybody who knows anything knows Danny Elfman. The original Batmans, anything Tim Burton, you literally name it, he's done it. No question. Like, that alone, you've got me sold, dog. If you sat down and you wrote things like The Corpse Bride compositions for the compositions for those tracks and Nightmare Before Christmas, this movie's
the first 3 Spider-Man too.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure him and Sam Raimi and Tim Burton, they're like these secret dynamic duos that when paired together, it's just bliss. I mean, Danny Elfman's fantastic.
Yeah, that's cool. I didn't know that. And that is definitely a good choice for a project like this, with just the amount of fuckery that's going to happen.
It's going to be so
You need
cool.
someone whose mind is already there, who can follow along.
My point exactly.
Elevate it.
But, if you haven't been following along with some of the most recent Marvel stuff, you might be a little confused. Got to give it to you, because this movie is actually going to follow some tied events between Loki, WandaVision, and No Way Home. Supposedly, there will be plots from all 3 of these projects involved.
I got to see Loki.
Of course, Doctor Strange, along with all these powerful allies, will have to travel the multiverse and stop an evil and mysterious new threat. And from what we can tell from the trailers, it looks like our girl Scarlet Witch gonna kind of decide to fuck some shit up. And I'm all there for it. WandaVision, heartbreaking. Absolutely heartbreaking. I think she deserves some revenge. Especially the fact that her kids were in the trailer. They're back. And that's going to cause some concern, because look, I don't want to sound like that crazy guy, all right? But it feels like they're following that Mephisto storyline, right? Am I the only one that Justin knows? Storyline? So Mephisto has a bunch of storylines with different people. I'm going to let Justin hit the high points. But one of the, he does things like with Peter Parker, there was the whole one last day scenario where he got to spend one last day with Mary Jane, and like in return, all this crazy bullshit, or he brings her back from the dead or some shit. But he does one with Wanda that involves taking her children away from reality. But like I said, Justin knows the high points.
So that story is the House of M So
Yeah.
Mephisto is basically the Marvel devil. Like if there's Satan in Marvel, it's Mephisto. He makes deals, he fucks you over. It's kind of his thing. He's a big red dude, big horns. He's the fucking devil. In House of M, he takes it's been a long time. So he tricks Wanda by using Abigail, which is why I really thought he was involved in WandaVision.
Agatha.
Because he's got to deal with her. That
Abigail.
she's got to like use Wanda's power to summon Mephisto, and like her kids are like the tie to that. They're like summoned with energy, and Wanda like protects them and stuff. And it's like all this crazy shit. But Mephisto's like, in terms of villaintude, is like up there real high. You know, like
Nice.
Honestly, I would say he's more evil than Thanos. Like he's more like Trigon.
He's a piece of shit.
Like he's crazy, crazy evil.
Well, that sounds cool. That would.
And
be
then
cool.
another thing, I also just we were talking about tie-ins, and like, is there tie-ins to Marvel's What If as well?
Yeah, that's another big highlight. So it appears as though there are direct references to the series What If becoming more live action canon, you know, as opposed to being multiversal canon. There's things like Evil Doctor Strange in the trailer, which was referenced in What If. There's a lot of references to the tentacle animation and the tentacle monsters from What If. And of course, one of the things that people spotted on the original trailer was actually Captain Carter's shield. So it appears as though we will get another Captain America in the form of Peggy Carter, which it was all right. They basically just copied the events of the first Captain America movie and just changed it to be her. But I mean, she's a cool Captain America. I dig it. So there's just all kinds of shit happening. But I think this is the perfect time for us to kind of lean into the massive, ridiculous amount of rumors that have had the time to stockpile about this movie. And the first one I'm pretty hyped for, because it's not so much a rumor as it is just downright confirmed at this point. But Patrick Stewart returning to the role of Charles Xavier in the multiverse.
Yeah, boy.
Nice. That's really cool.
Yeah, that's pretty shocking, because his first interview, they asked him, they were like, so you're in the movie? And he was like, no, that wasn't me. You know, I saw the trailer, that wasn't me. And then they asked him again, and he was like, you know, I rewatched the trailer, and actually that was me. And it was like, yeah, see, boom. Like
nothing against what's James McAvoy, because he was great too. He's a great actor, but I mean, it's Sir Patrick Stewart,
the
man.
OG. There's no question. This is
the time to bring back all the early 2000s hot shot fantasy people. And
this is it. This is the Multiverse of Madness. I mean, we might even see some possible X-Men, some straight up X-Men in the MCU.
Yeah, I'm surprised there's no like Wolverine at all.
Yeah, he actually is also heavily rumored to make an appearance in this movie. Whether or not it will be Hugh Jackman, we don't know, but there has been reliable sources leak that say that this will be Marvel's first try at a new actor for Wolverine.
Oh shit.
So we may be seeing something different.
That might be interesting.
I was hoping more it was gonna be the same Wolverine. It was gonna be Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds, and it's like they redo the old X-Men movie where they just got Deadpool so wrong.
Oh my god.
They like redo it in the Multiverse of Madness as the like
oh shit, they go
appropriate
through it again.
That would be absolutely
they go through it
fantastic.
And see Deadpool killing that Deadpool, and that's Deadpool's cameo. Boom.
That would be pretty sick.
Yeah, and I mean, again, at this point, you could probably just spit a name and it's going to be on the list. But Deadpool is also heavily rumored to make his MCU appearance in this film.
I swear to God, I found him in the IMAX poster. All right, I sent them to
Justin
you,
says he
Alex.
found it.
Put my shitty pictures on the screen
Justin,
right now.
look,
I
Justin
found
is
that.
determined. He is
He
hell bent that he
pointed-
found Deadpool in the IMAX trailer. I'm gonna post it on the screen, but he's hell bent
I
that
don't-
he's Deadpool.
It's in. He's
I
like,
didn't see
he's
it.
like in the thing. He's got his guns and his like head's cocked like that, and he's like looking at you.
Okay, I'll have to relook at it because I didn't see that at all. You even enjoy the arrow pointing at it, and I was like,
He
There's
was on the
nothing
first
there.
poster. He definitely was on the first poster. Like every
Definitely on
single
this one.
copy of the first poster I looked up, I was able to go to that spot and be like, oh my God, and just keep scrolling. And it was all Deadpool. So, I mean, there's also been reliable sources that can even place the time that he's in the movie. He apparently has some type of cameo as well in the after credit scene. So he's in this movie twice, but not for very long. Cable is supposedly also with him
Yeah,
from
I
his
heard.
universe. And his
All right.
his love Vanessa supposedly is back somehow, even though she died in Deadpool 2. So there may be some weird multiversal explanation to that, or she may just straight up be Lady Death, like in the Deadpool comic books. Who
it's
knows?
It's a multiverse of madness, man.
It is
Anything possible.
literally the multiverse of madness.
It's
and-
fun because like you can make wild theories, and anything can happen.
Yeah, absolutely. That's probably the best thing about Marvel is just the amount of crazy theories that keeps you guessing until you go see the movie. It's
I want to
just,
talk about Zombie Wanda.
yeah, we're yeah, that actually you're right, because I kind of do want to talk about that. There
Zombie
appears to
Wanda?
be Zombie Wanda and Zombie Strange. So Marvel Zombie fans who read that series will
Alright.
be pretty excited. Of course, if you've seen What If, you're not, blind going in, you know what the zombie universe is, but essentially that,
Damn, I really need to see What If.
that's what it
and
is.
Loki.
That's what it is. It is a zombie universe.
So yeah, I really like Marvel Zombies. I read that comic book a long time ago before the What If series, and like it went a completely different route. It was like pretty scary still, but the What If series, when they did Marvel Zombies, I feel like they brought this like zombie realism to it that just made it like absolutely terrifying. And when they showed
Oh yeah.
Zombie Scarlet Witch, it was like I would just cry if I was ever in that situation. And the fact that and that's like an animated show. So the fact they're taking such a terrifying character and just making her live action, it's gonna be so scary in the theaters. I know it is. Like she's gonna hit the scene and like it's gonna be scary. And the fact that Moon Knight has showed that Disney's not scared to go with some rated R, and they got a horror director on this movie who originally directed Evil Dead, which was super rated R, and the gore and the zombies, knowing that zombies are involved, knowing that death could be there. I just think she is going to wreck shit, and it's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, definitely. Scarlet Witch will definitely be one of the highlights of this movie. I mean, she's just so menacing. She's so goddamn sexy. I mean, it's too much. It's too. Doctor Strange doesn't stand a chance.
Bonk.
But another thing that people, have kind of tracked down is in one of these trailers, we see that while America Chavez and Doctor Strange are falling through the multiverse, they somewhat fall into an animated realm. Now, with the animated realm being brought up in the trailer, and recently Tom Holland's interview saying that he hopes that Marvel pursues with Miles Morales next and keeps Peter Parker on the back burner for a while, there is heavy theory that the voice actor for Miles in the End of the Spider-Verse movie will also make an MCU appearance as a different version of Spider-Man.
That would be dope.
That would be really dope.
Which,
I mean, I guess they couldn't bring this actual Miles Morales, right? Because that's Sony owns that.
Well, have you seen that voice actor?
he's got the look. Like it's
yeah, him as a live action. I thought you meant like as an animated segment.
Now,
you think they're gonna bring him as like a live action Miles? That would be sick.
Well, the best thing about it is we've seen from the Spider-Man films that Sony and Marvel are willing to work together if there's a mutual benefit. And I definitely think with this movie making the money it will, and they know that going into this. I mean, there's a chance. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but there is a chance we could see some form of Miles Morales introduced into the MCU finally, which would be so worth the wait.
No,
I'll literally be shocked.
I mean, once we'd have Toby, Tom, Andrew, Miles, who's heavily connected to Spider-Gwen if they're going with the Spider-Verse Miles. So we might get that too.
Emma Stone.
So many Spider-Man. And I just feel like this next phase of Marvel, I don't really know where it's going to go, but I think like they're doing like Kang and stuff and like trying to throw us off. But I really think that this is going to go the Mephisto route and shit's going to get wild in like 5 years.
Justin was attacked by the Black Panther. I saw it. I saw it.
It's like Justin's either wearing fuzzy pants or there's a cat.
He's becoming a werewolf right here on camera. But we're easing into the end of the rumor section, so I feel like it is, of course, the perfect time again while we're talking about Spider-Man. Some people seem to think that Tobey Maguire will be remaking another appearance in this film as Spider-Man again, but that he will actually die. Because they are aware of the campaigns that the fans have been running. They do know that the fans want a Spider-Man 4 and an Amazing 3, but it still doesn't really look like they're trying to make that happen. And it seems with everything going on, they want to keep Andrew somewhat relevant. And I mean, it's fair because Toby's, he's getting up there in age.
Well, I don't even think Toby wants to do it. Like, I'm sure
probably not.
This might be a similar case where the actor's like, all right, I'll do it, but you got to kill me.
Yeah, you got to take me the hell out, dude.
Like,
I'm not contracted to do this.
Like with Harrison Ford, he's like, another Star Wars, you better fucking kill me.
Oh, I'm dead. I'm so dead. So I really don't know how I feel. I mean, it would make sense to just, it would be the ultimate way to kind of shut the fans up, like, well, what do you want us to do? Bring him back from the dead? Like, it would be absolutely perfect to just end Toby that way. And I think like that's possible. And we're back. And with that, we're just gonna move right on along to the second rumor. Probably the last one, actually, because we got to move on to these questions. I got to ask you guys some questions about this shit. But with this being somewhat tied into Loki, you guys think we're gonna see Loki again? Possibly.
I think it'll be short.
Yes.
I need to. I mean, I'm a fan of Loki. I don't know if you guys seen enough MCU stuff to be a fan of Loki.
Oh, I mean, I like Loki. I've seen all the movies that Loki's been in. I haven't seen the show yet, though.
So my thing about the show
is a likable
like,
person.
He travels through multiverses, so like if he is in this movie, like it would make sense. But like also, it'll probably be like intersecting paths. So I feel like if we do see him, it'll be real short.
It'll be like the meme where they're just passing on the road. Like,
yeah, we'll just get a shot
from the Umbrella Academy.
Loki and Strange through the multiverses.
I mean, I gotta hit you with a spoiler alert, but Loki does show in that show that there are multiple variants of Loki that exist, and they're just different people, but they're still Loki, So we might not see the Loki.
Wait, like the Loki Gator?
Yeah, like the Loki and Kid Loki and Old Man Loki and all them. So we could see a Loki, but we might not see Tom Hiddleston. That would be another stipulation.
Now, the real question is, are we going to see the Loki that is actually a mask? And are we going to see Jim Carrey?
is Jim Carrey
donning the
Loki
mask
mask?
Carrey's the mask.
Loki?
Is he going to make a cameo appearance? It's likely.
And
are we putting
if,
that in
if
the MCU?
Jim Carrey's the mask is going to make an appearance, will we see Eustace back?
Yeah, I mean, the possibilities are endless right now.
How did you get Eustace back?
I don't know. He's the mask, I guess, in the Cartoon Network universe. This is Eustace.
Technical difficulties.
All right.
Eustace mask.
So we're gonna move right into these questions.
What's your offer?
Because return the slab, you bastard. We got to move into this shit. All right. So the first question I have for you guys is, who do you want to see make a cameo appearance in this film?
I want confirmation that Mephisto's involved.
You gotta.
I feel like I'm not gonna get it.
Nope. You gotta go see it. They're not gonna spoil that. Are you kidding me?
Right? I feel like they're really gonna hold on to it until like we're just completely thrown off, and then they're gonna be like Mephisto.
It was Mephisto all
The whole
along.
time. And then we're gonna be like, wow, that goes all the way back to Iron Man 1.
Well,
It's gonna
Speaking
be
of that,
crazy.
that means we might get Agatha in the movie as well. That would be
That
cool.
is true. I didn't even think about that. She's a
Which
potential
I
candidate.
I can't really think of anyone outside of like who we already know is gonna be in it, but Agatha would be like a cool tag along.
We've seen WandaVision, right?
Yeah. I have actually seen that one.
Yo, also negative vision.
Where's White Vision, and what's up with this Quicksilver thing, man? You brought in Evan Peters to make him Ralph Boner
Rough.
for real? That was the whole game plan. Besides making that negotiation with Fox, was like, we're just gonna make a pee joke. Come on,
maybe
man.
I think Peter, who's Peter? People are kind of done with that. I feel like I think people are tired of being let down by them trying to introduce Wanda's brother.
And then just fumbling every they end up on Justin's segment every single time, you know.
It's true.
It's like they
So,
write the material.
Let's stick with the people that people want to see, like Agatha.
Like Agatha Harkness and
Vision.
Deadpool
Where's White
and,
Vision?
and
at?
the good Deadpool versus like Logan, the Logan Wolverine.
the anticipation,
Right.
Them
the
at their
expectations.
highest point.
Just Deadpool, Cable, and Vanessa versus the bad Deadpool.
Although
It's not really a versus. It's more of a
hold
stomp.
up, this is actually a good one. If we're getting Sir Patrick Stewart as Professor X, then I want Sir Ian McKellen as
Magneto.
as
That
well.
would be really cool.
Now
Could you
I'm with
imagine-
oh my god, the
could
amount
you
of talent on that set would be overwhelming. They would become the film. It would be about them
Right.
the whole
I
That
time.
almost
segment,
want
yeah.
Willem Dafoe to just come in as Green Goblin, just be fucking cuz.
I'm back. Like, no, man, come on.
Ooh, even better, Willem Dafoe as just he's not Harry Osborn, right? Harry's the son. What
Norman.
Yeah, Norman.
as Norman Osborn, like maybe
Yeah,
some
if we could get a Norman
point in the
Osborn
multiverse
cameo
where he
through the multiverse.
I mean,
it
that
could be anybody.
would be extremely cool, honestly. That's what we need. We need a mainstay goblin. But it seems like with Peter or Tom, see, I did it now too. With Tom
Right, who's
Holland.
Peter, why does he keep coming up?
With Tom Holland, all right, saying he doesn't really want to work on Spider-Man right now. Like, the Spider-Man fans are kind of let down for a little bit, you know. We don't have really anything to look forward to for a while, unless it's, of course, into the Spider-Verse, Across the Spider-Verse part
That's
1.
true.
That's going to be
Yeah,
pretty badass.
That is the next big Spider-Man like franchise movie coming out, and that's gonna be sweet.
Hell yeah. So we're going to move right along into the next question. Do you guys think the multiverse will be here to stay for a while, or do you think they're going to try to wrap it up so things don't get out of hand?
I think this is going to be the new norm. I think the entire rest of the Marvel franchise is going to revolve around this multiverse idea, just like the comic books did. Once they went multiverse, like there were thousands of different Earths. The normal Marvel is Earth 616. It's not even Earth 1, and I know DC did the same thing. And it's just like, once you go into a concept that's that large, it's really hard to tone it back down and be like, oh, well, we're going to ignore that.
Yeah.
I could see this. Sorry, I could see this more being like a gateway into the next big plot point. Like, I don't see it being like traversing the multiverse is what is going to be like the thing that they're doing in each consecutive movie. I think Doctor Strange is gonna fuck up and bring someone like Mephisto, or like just somebody. They're gonna bring in another big bad, and then the multiverse is gonna kind of like be there, but they'll be like dealing with someone on their home turf again, probably for a few movies, leading into another, Endgame or Age of Ultron. Like, that seems to be what they like to do, is build little vignettes of stories in between the overarching like plot.
Yeah,
I would agree with Rhett. Like, that was what I feel like that was kind of what I was trying to say, is like, I'm not saying like it's going to focus on the multiverse, but like it's here and it's here to stay. Like, it's going to be consistently referenced. It's always going to play like some plot point in the rest of the Marvel franchise because it's just there now. Like, but this movie might be one for a while that gets this deep into it and traverses as much as it's going to. But like,
it's gonna be,
it's just gonna go down in this movie that like it's just gonna set up so much.
Yeah, like this could potentially be the next big setup for 10, 15 more years of Marvel stories.
And I can already hear the people leaving the theater being like, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah, what is going on? Like, what will happen from here on out?
People who are like casual fans of superheroes and Marvel movies. I feel like this is really going to trip them out.
This is ridiculous. I don't understand a damn thing. Oh my God. I wouldn't recommend taking little kids because Sam Raimi's going to get kind of spooky. That's what
they're like 12 and they just see this and they're like,
well, bro, I mean, we were little kids and we went and saw
Willem
Dafoe as the Green Goblin terrorize New York
at a
City.
certain age. Yeah, you could take it, but little kids.
Hold on though. What if Wanda ends up ripping somebody in half? That's never something that we saw Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin do. The worst he did was throw a bomb and then people became skeletons.
Instantly.
Like,
well,
if they didn't die, they just became skeletons.
Yeah, and there was a strobe of light, like a flashbang, and they became literal skeletons.
They're just skeletons now.
For some reason. Yeah. And we're going to move on to the final question before we get to the shout outs, because this is a pretty lengthy episode already. But with Scarlet Witch kind of being portrayed as somewhat of a villain in this movie, that kind of begs the question, what will happen to her? Do you guys think that maybe she'll change her ways, or do you think she'll do something that they won't be able to redeem her for? And they may have to just wax Wanda.
I don't know if Wanda's a character they're ready to wax, bro. To just like stop.
I mean, totally. I don't think they're necessarily ready for it.
I don't think Wanda's gonna actually be the big bad of the movie like that.
There's definitely
like Wanda, sure, or
gotta be some manipulation.
Zombie Wanda.
Mephisto's confirmed. I'm confirmed. I'm Mephisto.
House of it, Mephisto.
Mysterio's back, dude. This whole movie was just Mysterio.
Low-key, all right. I do just want to bring attention to a... Hold on. I want to bring attention to a tweet All right. This was years ago. This was when WandaVision first came out. And they said that WandaVision was starting the new MCU storyline. They made a point to say that WandaVision was starting that shit. Anyone who's read House of M knows that WandaVision took huge amounts of inspiration from that shit. I think Mephisto's involved. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care what any proof they have it against. They're going to continue to throw us off and be like, Mephisto's not involved until they're ready to bring Mephisto in. And he's such a big bad that it's not going to happen till the end.
It's an
So
entanglement.
Justin is saying the whole movie they're going to be chasing Wanda, like, oh, stop being so bad. And then they're going to tie her up at the end, remove her mask, and it's going to be Mephisto.
He's going to be like, I
Just
would have
like
got away
You
with it.
actually Doctor Strange.
You
And that
motherfucker.
wrong of yours.
And I almost got away with it too if it wasn't for your meddling kids.
You meddling
like-
Wong.
What I see kind of
What?
happening with Wanda. So White Vision, we said that we would like to see him as a cameo earlier. And I mean, what if White Vision is the one that heals Wanda and she heals White Vision? It might not happen in this movie. And they could keep her as a villain for a little bit. So she's like kind of a bad guy. But ultimately in there, I feel like that would be cool.
So then we just get Vision back, basically.
Right?
Yeah.
And just give us enough time to get Adam Warlock involved so that we can get that Mind Stone back.
Now that's that Guardians 3 episode, which I skipped Guardians 2, but I'm gonna see Guardians 3 because it's I think it's gonna be pretty lit. And there's definitely gonna be an episode we do on Guardians 3. There's gotta be, I feel it. Because Adam Warlock's
Well,
there.
and did you see that Guardians 3 on Naboo's news? Guardians 3 tops the most like makeup prosthetics used on a film set ever.
That's cool.
Oh my god. I
There's
love
gonna be a lot of aliens.
Yeah, I love
Guardians 3
practical
gonna
shit.
it's gonna be like watching Star Wars back in the 70s. Like,
Right?
they're
Star
on another
Trek.
planet. There's no way.
They actually went there. I've
There's no
never
way
seen
that's
anything
special
like that.
When do we master space travel?
We didn't. James Gunn did, and he
Why
always
is
knew
my
about
dog 7 feet tall and yelling all the time?
it. and an abusive smoker and all that good shit. All right, well, we're gonna slide right on into the symbiotic shout out. That's my harmony of angels. Thank you.
The death metal angel.
Yeah, sticking to the style of Marvel's new Disney Plus show Moon Knight is out. Oscar Isaac does so far in the 2 episodes released such a good job playing both personalities. Moon Knight's costume is just fantastic. And with this being only a 6-part series, they got to bring the heat. They got to definitely bring the heat. And so far, it's been kind of action-y, but I definitely feel like we're going to get into some good action this second half. Moon Knight is definitely a must watch on my list.
I will stand by that statement. I've watched the episodes that are out. They're really good. And I agree with you. I think the way he portrays the split personalities is fantastic. And, you know, in the first episode, I'm not really going to give out too much spoilers, but they kind of like make you think like this person is like the split personality. But then the next one, you're like, well, maybe this person is the split personality. And you don't really know who the split personality is. But then it's kind of like you start to think like, I think that's 2 people, but they are the same people, but they're different.
They're different people, you know? Moon
It's
Knight.
nuts.
That's Moon Knight.
That's how convincing he is at playing these 2 characters.
you
Now
sum
that's Moon Knight.
now that's Moon Knight.
Now that's
Sums
Moon
it up
Knight.
perfectly. So of course,
And British Moon Knight is so funny. It's great.
Yeah, Stephen Grant is a fantastic character. Of course, Mark Spector is just badass. Both sides of Moon Knight are super, super cool. They do say that Moon Knight won't really have too much MCU tie-in, because for the first time they want to keep the focus on a new character that people aren't familiar with and kind of explain him and get him known first. So I do like that. Yeah, I do like that. There's not much interference in this show, and that's
well,
nice.
And it's good that they trust the character and what they've created enough to not have to bring in other characters to get an audience. So I'm sure it'll play out and be good.
Yeah, definitely check out Moon Knight if you got a Disney Plus. Luckily, you don't have to see anything before that, so you can go in dry, and it's perfectly fine. But we're gonna move right on to the second shout out, which I think everybody kind of knows something about right now if you go on social media or anything. So we all know that Ezra Miller is in some shit, and with
Ezra Miller.
with
Wait
Ezra
a second.
Miller,
unmasked this segment. This is a fluff fumble.
This is a fluff.
So Ezra Miller got fucked up and harassed a couple in Hawaii and got arrested again.
Yep. And it's probably his second or third time getting in trouble now. While there was talks that WB had an emergency meeting with him, that has been unconfirmed. But or not unconfirmed, but it has been confirmed untrue. WB has said that is not the case. That meeting was taken out of context, which, knowing WB's track record, you're fucking lying. But the shout out here actually lies in one of the greatest actors to ever portray said character, and that's going to be my boy Grant Gustin. All right. Because we're going to hashtag it. All right. We're going to join that army. We're going to hashtag it. Replace Ezra fucking Miller. Grant Gustin.
Is that a thing going on?
It's a thing going on right now.
It made it to the New York Post. It's made it to Forbes. Millions of people are petitioning.
It's
petitioning. Ezra Miller replaced with Grant Gustin.
And while it is very unlikely, there is the chance that we are going to bully them into doing it. Now, it could mean that his show has to end, which I'm sorry, fans.
Yeah,
of the
he would
Flash.
have to burn that WB contract. But I'm sure when the flashy MCU contract, or not MCU, when the flashy DC universe, Grant, well, I don't know. I'm not up to date on the WB Flash.
Nah, show my boy some love. Give him the contract. Let him sign that shit and give that boy a bunch of money, because he put so much heart and thought into playing the Flash.
Yeah,
like, you can't tell me.
Great.
You can't tell me
Grant
doesn't know shit about the Flash. You're a liar. I won't believe you.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, that would be cool. I remember when they cast Ezra Miller, and I was like, I mean, Grant Gustin was right there.
Yeah, he's been there since the beginning. Why?
Right?
Why this kid?
And it's just, and I mean, hey, we bullied Sonic into being a great movie, and the second one's even better. And
look, we rewarded. That was a clear example of when you listen to your fans. They were like, well, we're going to have to spend all this extra money, but I guess we're going to have to do it. And immediately people on social media were like, you know what? That was cool. Even if we don't like your movie, we're going to go support it because that was a cool move. And people went and saw it and was like, okay. I mean, good. There's room to build, clearly. And from what I'm hearing, Sonic 2 is sick.
Sonic 2 about to be cool. Is it already out?
100% audience score.
I do have some. There's a potential leak going around, which is confirmed to be in Sonic 2. So keep your eyes out if you don't want to see it. But there's a certain somebody in an after credit scene from a Sonic game that might be one of the main characters of Sonic 3.
Shadow.
So, hey, I mean, look, I don't want to spoil anybody's experience, but definitely that was a slip into also a shout out. That was a slip into a Sonic shout out. That was cute. I dig that. That was sexy. Shout out to, you know what, you deserve it. Shout out to Sonic 2 while we're at it, and that whole cast, because you guys are amazing and you're an awesome studio just for listening.
Sonic shout out.
Fucking supersonic shout out. You know? And I mean, look, I know we do this sometimes, but it's Monday. All right, you're probably listening to this shit like, damn, I want to listen to the whole thing, but I got to do my fucking job. And that's fair. So we're going to wrap this one up. Of course, we got Facebook, we got Twitter, we got Instagram, the WAKCast. We're right there. Just search us up, give us a follow.
WAKCast 21 on YouTube.
Ring that bell.
WAKCast 21. Ring that bell so you see when we upload all this new shit, because it really helps the channel, and we're pretty dedicated to our craft. So we would like to see, you know, more interaction with people, and it would mean a lot to us. So yeah, follow us on social media, you know, do all that good shit. Of course, you probably already know this, but hey, it's tradition. Look, I'm one of your three hosts. I'm Super Symbiote.
I've been Naboo, that's who.
And I'm Fluffy McGruff.
And you know what it is. We the WAKCast. Have a great Monday, everybody.
Deuces.
See you next week.